Want to Hold Your Hand is the first feature script from Robert Zemeckis and Bob Gale, who were known as the Bobs in Hollywood. They were big favorites of John Milius and Steven Spielberg, and they produced scripts like Back to the Future and 1941. I Want to Hold Your Hand is a great example of somebody's first film. It shows where Robert Zemeckis came from and kind of what he was going to do with the rest of his career. A big thing Robert Zemeckis and Bob Gale were great at was a kind of comedic anthropology. They loved looking at a very specific era. Here, they look at Beatlemania and the people involved in it less than the Beatles themselves.
I figured out a way to get into the Beatles hotel. Damn, Yoshi, control yourself.
One of the really cool things for a movie of this era is how much it allows women to be goofy. Beatlemania is kind of the perfect setting to allow these women to be broad comedic characters. A lot of the stories you see and what the girls are doing are actually urban legends about what people did when the Beatles first came to America. Stuff like ripping up the carpet, stuff like sneaking into hotel rooms. This was all things that people had said happened. Nobody knows if it's true, but this movie just added to those urban legends. Nowadays, Robert Zemeckis is known a lot for his special effects use, using CGI and using motion capture. You don't see a lot of it in this film, but really the central conceit is all a trick. This is a Beatles movie with absolutely no Beatles. So towards the end, when you see the Beatles perform, you see the early ways Zemeckis is using this trickery. It's a real delight to see how he gets around Ed Sullivan and the Beatles, using Will Jordan, who is Sullivan's favorite imitator, and then using actual footage of the Beatles combined with the in-studio shots to make it seem as if you're watching the Beatles perform. I Want to Hold Your Hand isn't remembered much because it was a big commercial flop. A lot of Zemeckis' early films, like this, Used Cars in 1941, were well respected. They were scripts that people really liked, but then audiences just didn't turn up for it. But the interesting thing is you could tell that the industry really liked it. Steven Spielberg, who executive produced, really loved it. He hired almost all the same actors for 1941 the following year. It's just something that didn't connect, but now going back to it, you can see how it's a real popular and exciting movie.
What movie should we explore next? Tell us in the comments and subscribe for more from Hollywood Suite.